G'day viewers, time for another AA meeting, Angry Alcohol, and today is a science experiment. Yes, we're not alcoholics, we're scientists discovering things. Now, what I've done a couple times in the past is make infusions with herbs. And when I did it with this really full-on stuff, the Polish rectified spirit, it really took the colour from the basil, like it went really bright green that I wasn't expecting. And when I did it with vodka, like French tarragon with vodka, the colour was a bit more like tea, which is what I expected. Now, I don't know whether that was because it was different herbs or because vodka and the rectified spirit work differently. So I've decided, let's do an experiment. I will use the same herb with the two different alcohols and see what differences we get. First things first, we've got some rosemary fresh from the garden. That's our herb for this tincture or infusion, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to stick quite a lot of fresh rosemary in a bottle and mix it with our alcohols and see what happens when we leave it for a while. Now this is our Spiritus with the warning label, kids. Not many places still sell this because some idiots managed to kill themselves by doing shots of this. We do not do shots of 95% alcohol. That's stupid. We use it to make really nice flavored drinks. It's an additive, not something that we drink straight. So I'll just pour the Spiritus in here with the rosemary, and we're going to leave that for a couple of days up to a week. We'll see what happens. Now the same deal with another bottle, more fresh rosemary going in, and in this one we shall put our vodka, leave it for the same amount of time that we leave the Spiritus, the rectified spirit, and we'll see if we get any differences. I mean, colour is what I'm looking at. Flavour is going to be different. The vodka, you'll still be able to drink straight with the infusion in there, but we most certainly will not be drinking the Spiritus straight. We'll be using it as a mixer, and my immediate interest is going to be the colour and the smell that the two spirits do, and I want to see how different that turns out to be. Welcome back. We've got the grand experiment and we did get quite a big result that I was happy with. Now, the Spiritus went a green that's so dark it probably looks black on screen, but it is actually green. And that was after being left for a week. And after being left slightly longer, the vodka's gone a tea colour, which is kind of what I was expecting. And weirdly, I think after I left it by itself without the rosemary leaves in it, I think it went even darker just sitting on the shelf. But what I've learned from this is with the Spiritus, you want to leave stuff in it for about a day. The herbs, it went a really brilliant green in the first day, and I left it there and it went this really dark green. And it also tastes far too strongly of rosemary to actually use as a mixer now. So I have to use it as like bitters, like only a couple of drops in a drink to make a drink, because as a mixer the rosemary flavour is just too strong. I don't think that's as severe with the vodka. I'm going to test that out now. Going to make a drink with each of these and see which one tastes best. With the Spiritus infused with rosemary, we're going to make a lemon gin fizz infused with rosemary. And I'm going to make virtually the same thing with the vodka but without gin and see which one tastes better. So in our cocktail mixer goes some gin, and we'll do a little spritz of fresh lemon juice. That's to taste really. I just put an arbitrary amount in there. And now for our infused, well, I'm calling it bitters. If you've never used bitters and you're wondering why people use bitters, bitters are to a cocktail maker as spices are to a chef, okay? You use a little bit to change the flavour of what you're drinking. So literally just a dash, like a few drops of the Spiritus infused with rosemary. And now we give that a bit of a shake. And it's fairly standard with a gin fizz that you top it off with lemonade. We call it in Australia club soda. It's called in other parts of the world. And we strain our cocktail into our tasteful glass. Now I'm going to do the same thing with our rosemary infused vodka and taste the two side by side. In goes lemon, give that a bit of a shake. Top it off with some lemonade. And in goes the vodka rosemary lemon fizz. Now, side by side, the Spiritus infused one does maintain a bit more of a green tinge than the vodka one does. So they've maintained a bit of colour. Let's see which one tastes better. Ooh, that's pretty good. Wow, that's also pretty good. I'm probably going to have to continue off camera till I really decide which is the best, and maybe get my camera operator to pass judgment as well. But it's both a winner. But yes, our big learning from science, Spiritus does take all the colour and flavour out of herbs very quickly, much quicker than other spirits do, vodka or gin or things like that. So if you're doing it with Spiritus, overnight at the most, like 24 hours at the most to let it infuse, and you'll get a good result. If you leave it as long as I did, you've got to use it as bitters, just a few drops to add flavour to your drinks. But either way, you end up with some nicely flavoured drinks. Cheers.